Hey, what's going on, everybody? Today we are looking at. I want to check, make sure the microphone's up. We are looking at the new Hi-Fi UNO. This is a DAC amplifier, and as you can see, extremely small, tiny, mini Zen. It would have been cool if they would have called it the mini Zen. As you can see, you have 3 EQ modes right there. We'll go through them. Off. Then you have gaming, movie, and music. Nice volume knob, by the way. It's got nice attenuation. It's also the on-off. There is only a 3.5 millimeter. Don't worry about that. We have RCA out for powered speakers. And we have USB-C. And that's pretty much it. There's no optical, there's no SPDIF. Has little tape mounts here. You can mount this probably to the back of your TV, I guess, if you wanted to use it like that. This has so many uses. And yes, this can be used desktop, and obviously it's so small you can use it portable. It works off the phone just fine. So let's get into we did the unboxing video and get into the sound here and everything else. Okay, so this does definitely, it drastically improves the sound, obviously. I'm going to move that off to the side a little bit and put this right there. Now, let's look at some of the things. That's basically an ad. I'm not going to read that out to you. Supports everything: Windows, PC, Apple, Mac, smartphone, tablet, Switch, video game system, whatever. Supports different file formats: PCM 32-bit up to 384 kilohertz, fully native DSD 256, and MQA. PCM pulse code modulation, used in, like, CD, DVD, Blu-ray, except DSD, of course, is direct stream digital. Goes up to, like, I think 1024. I don't have any. I have like 512, and I think that's the highest ones I have. And of course, master quality authenticated is MQA. People are iffy on that one. They don't know if they want to use that one or not. So looking at the specs on this, I'm looking through the notes, and it's like basically a giant ad. So I'm just trying to find actual facts out of here. Hi-Fi's exclusive S-balanced circuit delivers maximum performance from single-ended and balanced headphones alike. So as long as you have a 3.5 millimeter or an adapter or whatever, you're all set with this. This has the TDK C0G Class 1 ceramic capacitors. Murata control type low ESR high Q multi-layer capacitors as well. A lot of good quality products in this. Let's look at the internals. Right there, that's your board right there. So some good quality parts in this thing. I can't stress how good this is for $79. It's under $80. Basically, I know that it doesn't have optical, but in this day and age, a lot of people don't use optical. I do, but I don't hear too many people using it. So you get this, you get the unit, and you get this nice cable, and of course you get documentation, and that's basically what comes with it. That's basically the specs. It'll play DSD 256, PCM 384, and even DXD 384. Of course, MP3 and all that. It's designed for just entertainment in general, movie, music, video game. Unfortunately, I don't have any power specs on this. So looking at this, I'm not going to compare it with the Zen DAC or anything. To be honest, it sounds as good as the Zen DAC. Maybe even more fuller, more livelier, and more musical. Plus it has some really good detail as well. USB 5 volt. We already went over the supported formats. I'll go over them one more time. DSD 256. DXD 384, PCM 384, and of course MQA. You have an S-balanced 3.5 millimeter jack, meaning that it's 3.5 millimeter, but it supports balanced as well as single-ended. RCA outs for powered speakers, or if you're going to hook it to another amplifier or something like that. And of course it has the full EQ for the different settings. You have your video game, your movie, and of course your music. You have the power match, which is very good when you're using it for IMs. It has very low ground noise as well. It should be noted that like the Zen DAC is a MQA decoder, well this is a MQA renderer. Remember, this is only $79. Don't expect a whole bunch of stuff, but expect to be surprised by this little thing. So, okay, let's go over the power. This is 2 volts maximum. Output impedance is 100 ohms. The SNR is 119 decibels. And headphone selection output 2.6 volts, 3.5 volts max at 32 ohms and 300 ohm. The way they wrote that is confusing. So basically at 300 ohm it's 3.5 max, and at 32 ohm it's 2.6 volts max. Output power 211 milliwatts, 32 ohms, 39 milliwatts at 300 ohms. Don't be using 600 ohms on this, basically. 300 ohm is the max. I would recommend, I don't know, something like 250 or something, just to be on the safe side. It is a little guy, but the thing has plenty of power. I've ran planar magnetics on this. The 250 ohm headphones that I have, and a bunch of IEMs, and going from the most demanding to the least demanding, the most sensitive, this thing handled them perfectly. Frequency response 10 to 80 kilohertz. I don't know anybody that can hear 80 kilohertz, but it's good to know it's there. USB-C, we've been over that already. So how does this do on the phone? I was able to get like hours of this without like draining my battery to less than, what did I go to, like 43% yesterday, using it for a long time. So it's not a heavy drain. But that was using planar magnetics too. I was using the hi-fi mans with this little guy. And this little guy has plenty of volume room. I think the volume was right about here, doing the planar magnetics. So there's plenty of room to go there. My favorite EQ setting is the music one. It kind of enhances the bass. It reminds me of kind of like X bass. The movie one is more like X bass. It's clarity with the vocals and a wider sound stage. And the video game as well, kind of a little bit of mix of both, I think, like the bass. Not as much as the music, but more bass and sound stage there as well. And that's basically the channel separation, 80 decibels, 1 kilohertz per 600 ohms. I would not recommend using 600 ohms on any of the little amps, even portables. I mean, some of them can handle it, but I'm not 100% sure, since I don't own any 600 ohms, whether it would be like driving it properly. Because there's a big difference between having headphones and you being able to listen to them on something versus them being at their full potential. This thing's so new, there's no reviews on this yet. So I guess I'm the first review on this. So let's get into the review. What I like about this is the volume is analog. This is analog. It's got analog controls inside. Everything's analog. It's not digital. There's no like fake sound. I don't know how they do it with the digital, but I'm going to unplug this. This is actually hooked into the Switch right now. So it runs off the Switch perfectly. I used it for gaming for a long time. Watched a couple of TV shows with it on Netflix. Some good new movies out on there. So I'm assuming that this right here is, this strip is to stick it in the back of your entertainment system, your back of your TV, run it in and run it out to your speakers or whatever you're doing with it. Me, I'm going to primarily use this as a headphone IAM. And maybe use it portable a lot, because this does work off the phone, like I said, perfectly. It works off the computer, works off the Switch, anything that has the USB-C, it works off of. I have not tested the RCAs yet, as I don't have any speakers right now. I had peach trees, but they're gone now. So I really don't, I'm not a big speaker person. Like I have some really powerful Bluetooth ones and these little ones that I run, like this little one right here. But ultimately I don't do a lot of speakers. Basically even like movies and stuff I do with headphones. So anyway, get into the sound, okay? So we got into the components are really good. It's got some really quality components as usual per iFi. I think this is like one of the cheapest things they've made. They got a dongle DAC that just came out called the Link. That's like $49, I think, or something like that. Haven't tried that yet. So unique analog circuitry in here. It says supercharged sound quality. It really does sound good. I really do like the sound of this, and I'm like shaking because I'm so excited. This little thing is amazing, to be quite honest. I find that the sound is so rich. It's musical. There's good dynamics. Ultimately, there's decent clarity, detail there. It just really brings out the music. It kind of makes it sound bigger than it is, especially with that EQ on, that musical EQ. So ultimately it does a really, really good job with the sound there. There's like no hissing or anything else like that with like some of the balanced armature IAMs that you get with other things. And ultimately these companies are like hitting it out of the ballpark with this new mini thing. I think we did the K5, the gaming one before, and a little different from this. But in a nutshell, they're both really small, really, really good DACs. Great amplifiers as well. I think the other one has a little bit more power, but this thing is definitely not lacking in the power department. The way it ran, like the demanding headphones, especially the planners. You hook planners up to this, you hook it up to your phone, you take it on the go, and you really got something that just rivals that kind of big setup. Look at the size difference between this and these. I mean, this is my desktop stuff. I mean, I have a lot more than this, but this is basically what's over here. The other stuff's in a different room. What a size difference there. It's the size of the portable stuff. Just a great job from iFi on this thing. It sounds really, really good. I agree. They call it a sound supercharger. I agree. It really does sound. If you're looking for like a reference quality type sound, no, that's not this. This is more super enjoyable sounding. Definitely, it brings everything to life. It enhances the sound quality of everything. Going in this one, the musical EQ, the bass, and everything else. What pair did I have? It just makes everything sound so much better. I had a pair that was like just neutral, and put it on this, and it sounds great as it is. And then I put the little EQ thing on, and wow, it really brought the bass out, the wideness of the sound stage out in that. So they went from just, good to just really super fun sounding. And ultimately, you don't have to use the EQ. I'm not a big EQ person, but I really do like it when it's on this. And you just press the one button, select it, and go. Especially for gaming and movies and stuff like that. Neutral is fine when I'm editing, when I'm like critically listening to a piece of equipment. This thing is just super, super fun sounding, detailed sounding, smoothness there. And just overall, just a really rich experience, no matter what you set it at. So, yeah, I mean, in case you haven't noticed, I like this. So this is about $79. I'm not sure if it's out right now, but it will be out before this month is out. And been testing the heck out of this, and I will continue to test as well. This little thing is just amazing. I mean, it's so small and so powerful. It just really makes everything come alive when I'm listening to the sound. So I really do like it. This has been the iFi UNO. Thank you so much for watching, and please be safe.